I'm on God time, what you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? What you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? What you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? God time, we don't never waste. We don't never waste.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is your boy, Coach Rice. Sorry for the technical difficulty right there at the beginning, but buttons wouldn't work with me. So, welcome back to the show, man. I know it's been a long minute since we've last talked. We had a little transfer portal video a couple weeks ago, or late, early last week. It's been a couple weeks, I think. And so, I'm sure we won't have the most live viewers tonight. Obviously, it's well past football season, but wanted to get in on here and talk about the transfer portal, the 2026 roster breakdown, kind of way too early predictions of what this roster is going to look like, maybe what we think we could see, especially with all the change on the defense. Not much has changed offensively. You got a couple starters have been replaced. Obviously, we're still waiting on the news of Joey Aguilar. We did get a court date on that, February 10th. We should know the final outcome on Joey Aguilar. And I think that's the difference. If, Joey Aguilar is granted eligibility, I think you got a playoff roster on your, what you're looking at. And then if not, then you got two really good freshman quarterbacks that are going to work their tails off and try to get better each week and try to get this team to as many wins as possible. I still think there's several things that the quarterback is in control of so much that if you don't have that elite quarterback play, and it's not really you have to have elite quarterback play. It's just that you have to have elite game changing plays to where when the time matters, the quarterbacks got to make a big time play. He's got to be able to do that. Now GMAC and Faison may be able to do that, but they're freshmen, so I definitely expect some growing pains with that. But with all that being said, y'all go give us a follow on Facebook and on Twitter. On Twitter, it's Rocky Top Talks One. Follow us on there. I share whenever we go live. I post some things about Tennessee football on there. And then I communicate with some people on there, just talking about Tennessee football, man. If you got a question for me, you can shoot me a message on there, and we'll chat it out. And then on Facebook, Rock Top Sports Talk, just like the YouTube channel. Follow us on there. I post on there every time we go live. And then follow us on here. Give us a subscription if you like the content. Obviously, it's not we don't put out as many videos and live feeds as some of these other channels do. We just we got daily lives that we have to go do. We have other priorities that we obviously have to focus on. But we all love me, Michael, Joey, Tom. When everybody gets the chance to come on, we all love talking Tennessee football. So, with that being said, make sure you give us the thumbs up. Go subscribe if you like the content. If not, obviously I don't want to push you to it. But let's have a great show. I got Big Mike in the house tonight. What's up, Big Mike?
What's up, Coach?
I don't know much. Just really surprised this afternoon to see the big news that a lot of people, including you and several other, were kind of upset at. But the big news of Arian Carter returning for his senior season on Rocky Top to play that Mike linebacker position or Will linebacker position opposite of Amari Campbell. And then just to emphasize that, the depth in that linebacker room is so unreal. To me, it's without a doubt the best linebacker room in the country, and it's bar none. You got so much talent, so much experienced talent, and just leader, straight dogs. I mean, Amari Campbell, if you've seen his film, he's a dog. We all know Arian Carter. T-Lander's a dog. He may be a little slower than what we like, but he is a dog. And then we know Jay Perlotti and the young guys and Edwin Spillman are all dogs. So um, just give me your first thought, man. When we talk about the change from this roster, from what we saw in the bowl game to where we are now, give me your first thought of what you think this roster looks like going into 2026, Big Mike.
Let's freaking go, man. I'm freaking excited about our defense. We have added, just going down the list. Me and you was talking earlier. Like, I mean, it's crazy the depth that we're going to have at some positions, especially in the linebacker room. Arian Carter coming back is going to be freaking huge.
Yeah,
And you pair him, like you said, with Campbell, Spillman, Perlotti, T-Lander, man, it's insane to think about. And just knowing from a preparation standpoint of what we'll get with Jim Knowles and the staff that he's brought
yeah.
in, I mean, it's man, I'm excited about our defense, and like I wish the season started tomorrow.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I'm excited to see what this defense is going to look like, because I really think that it has a chance to be a vast improvement over this past season.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And I saw something. Jordan Moore. I don't know if all y'all follow him on Twitter. He posts a lot of stats. He's a big stats guy, and he posted something about the EPA, which is it's a stat which is talking about the defense adjustments from so many years ago to where it is now. In the last decade, you could see the Vols were, down to up, down to up. In the last couple of years, they were going up. And then obviously 2 year, not this last year, but the last year they had an elite defense. Well, then you saw on the chart it dropped down like a straight line down to 2025, and just the defensive numbers, and it was just kind of unreal what how bad we were defensively. So I'm right there with you, B Mike. I think the biggest growth that we're gonna see is defensively. Obviously, the offense put up 40 points per game, 40 to 43 points per game. Um, you're not going to see. I mean, if you have growth there, yeah, unless Joey Aguilar comes back, I just don't think you'll see that much growth. Because I mean, freshmen are going to have growing pains. Now, I'm not saying they won't be good, but they're still freshmen. So, but defensively, the dogs we've brought in when it comes to linebacker, safety, cornerback's going to be a question still. I like the guys we brought in. I like Kaylee. I like that Ty Redmond will be on his second year. But there's still going to be questions there. So, but the growth of the defensive line, obviously, I think we got way better at safety, and I think Jordan Norman and Chaz Coleman with the growing Christian Gas. And I think another thing you can do is with all these linebackers, you can move them around and play some 4-3, some multiple 4-3 with the speed that Perlotti has and the speed that like Jaden Harmon has. You can move those guys around, play like some big 4-3, sets when you got teams that run multiple tight ends. So and I know Tom loves hearing that. So offensively, B Mike, I know we didn't have many changes. We brought in a couple guys, and I'm gonna put them up on the screen here in a little bit. But outside the quarterback, obviously that's going to be the biggest thing there on the offensive side of the ball. But we brought in Ori Williams, we brought in Donovan Haslam, and we brought in Javen Gordon, a running back and two offensive linemen, and Trent Thomas, a different tight end than what you get from Ethan Davis and Deshaun Brame. What did you like what they brought in offensively?
Man, we got the running back. Who's that out of Tulane?
Tulane, yeah, Javen
Uh,
Gordon.
Javen Gordon. And a last minute addition. the Isaiah Harge from
Yeah, from
Colorado, and
Colorado.
I actually watched a video earlier from, I guess, from preseason last year where Deion Sanders was saying that Harge would be the next Travis Hunter,
Mm,
like stated that like on camera. And I mean, who knows, if that had come to pass, but I mean, he definitely has the ability to be a two-way player from everything that I've seen. Then the tight end, was it South Alabama? Is that
yeah,
right?
South
Trent
Alabama, Trent
Thomas,
Thomas.
which we've got a couple of dogs at tight end. With even losing JVD, we got Ethan Davis and Deshaun Brain.
Yeah,
Man, I'm gonna put it like this, man. Like I really feel like now I'm by no means predicting a playoff run, but
yeah,
this almost has to me a 2024 feel when we had Nico coming in as a
yeah.
freshman.
Hmm.
Um, and our defense, like I said, I think our defense could be sneaky good this year, and that's what propelled us to a playoff run in 24. Is we had an offense that put up enough points, and our defense was good enough to win games. That I don't know. It just seems like it has that kind of feel to me, and our offense could be way better than I thought. Just depending on who what happens with Aguilar.
Yeah,
But I really think that this could be GMAC's job to lose. Um, I really think so. I mean, I like the approach that he's taken.
hmm,
He's down in Florida, or has been down in Florida with Joe Kim Dotson,
yeah.
Matthews, Braylon Staley, and Travis Smith Jr.
And
Working
Deshaun
out.
Brain.
And, oh yeah, I didn't know about Brain, but
Yep.
man, I don't know. I feel like he's to me it seems like he's stepping up and wanting to be that guy
Yeah.
and take that spot, and I really like that. And I think, in my opinion, right now, early prediction for me is I think it could be McIntyre's job to lose.
Yeah. And if Joey Aguilar doesn't win that appeal, which obviously I think several in the industry don't think he will, but if he does, obviously it'll be Joey's job. But if not, I agree with you. I think GMAC is going to be the main guy from the front that is has all the ability and can go win that job straight out because he has been there. He knows the offense better. Then obviously Faison coming into campus this last week, and I think you got two really solid young quarterbacks that are going to compete their asses off. They want to be good. They both love Tennessee, and they want to be here. So, and then you saw got the commitment from Ryan Staub today. I think he from the start like at Austin Price, and there were several other I'm not Chad Sim, Steve Whitfong posted that this was always a backup role, a senior leadership role with the option of learning the offense, being that veteran guy in the locker room, and learn coaching future coaching opportunities. All that is surrounded with that dude Ryan Staub coming into Tennessee. I like it. I know he's not the name everybody's wanting that could come in and start. That's not going to be the case. It's either going to be GMAC Faison or Joey if he gets granted eligibility. And then necessary if we have an injury or something happens, Ryan Staub is a capable guy who's done it at the power four level and been places against power four competition. So I think there's so many things that you could, throw out there about Coach Heupel and this coaching staff and what they've done in this transfer portal. Obviously, Big Mike. Hold on, let me get to this. Uh,
And
Uh,
I'll
uh,
mention too. I think the additions that we've made on the offensive line are going to be huge, and it'll be interesting to see how the pieces fit. You know, with I'm assuming they'll move David Sanders to left tackle,
yeah,
and then we've got some hosses on that line, and I really think that if this line, if they get the pieces right, if they get everybody lined up, I really think this line has a chance to be really good. And of course, that'll be a big key to our success, no matter who's under center, uh, whether it's GMAC or Joey or whoever,
or,
and paving the way for Deshaun
wait,
Bishop and the running game. Man, I think this line could be really good.
yeah, I'm right there with you, and I know Tom. Me and Tom were kind of talking about it the other day with the pickup of Donovan Haslam. That's a big hoss. You add him to that room. Ori Williams is a massive dude, 6'5", 6'6", 340. And just to continued building that offensive line where you needed to add some depth there. But you look at this transfer portal haul. Let's start from the bottom where we started. You got Quay Moss, who's a safety / nickel guy. I think Tennessee's bringing him in to more play that nickel spot. He's a athletic dude that is a playmaker.
Mhm.
Then you got Ori Williams down here, 6'7". I think this is pre uh, where he come out of high school. I think that's changed a little bit since then. Because I think LSU had him as like 6'8", 330 or something like that. Kayon Lee, Kalen Lee, another established corner, played at the SEC level. I think he will be one of your starting cornerbacks. Um, unless one of the young guys come in and try to steal the show. Xavier Gillum, I think this was a big one to get. 6'2", 302, more of your Jackson Moyish type interior D lineman that is very fast twitch,
Mhm.
gets off the ball quick, good first step. Big for that interior of our defensive line. Well, maybe the biggest get in the transfer portal, Big Mike, right here, Cooper Ranvier,
The kicker.
the kicker. I know you had sent me a message the other day saying in the facility he was just kicking 60-yard field goals like it was nothing.
Yeah,
Um,
he had them teed up on the orange tee in the practice facility and banging them like like right down the middle.
yeah, I
And
love it.
yeah, and he's got what, like 2 years of eligibility or three
Yeah,
maybe.
2 year. I think he will be coming in as a junior, so two
Okay.
years of eligibility. Massive, and the thing I love about him, dude's got some swag about him. Dude wears a leg sleeve. We're not going to have that little baby kicking the ball anymore. That looked like he was 5 years old out there trying to kick. This dude's got some swag about him, and I saw one of his kicks. I think he did against Miami. Um, just to bring that up, that's where it's like that.
Oh
That
yes.
you see all these guys do. He did
Hmm.
that. He did that against Miami when he had a game. So I thought that was pretty neat. What type of kicker we're getting out of him. Blake Howard is a future long snapper, but a guy that I absolutely love coming in for this program. Absolutely love. He's a guy that said when he came to Coach Heupel and the staff, I will do anything on special teams to get on the field. Anything. I'll be a good. I'll long snap. I'll play elsewhere on special teams. I just will do anything for this team to help them be successful on special teams. And so another guy, Blake Howard from Eastern Kentucky, that's like a Swiss Army knife on special teams. Another big guy, B. Mike. I'm going to get your take from this guy, Amari Campbell. Have you watched any film on him or watched some highlights from him? This dude is an absolute dog.
I've seen a few highlights of, and what I've seen, I agree with you 1,000%. Um, Man, that's just takes me back to what we've already said about the linebacker room, man. We're gonna have some dogs
Yeah.
at linebacker, man. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think between him, Aaron, dude, just I'm thinking him, Jaden Perlotti, Arion Carter, Jeremiah Thielen, their Edwin Spillman, their attitudes. That's what we've been missing in the linebacker room. I know T-Lander has been there, Carter's been there, but Carter was led the SEC in tackles per game last year. People don't
Hmm.
realize that until he got hurt. He was leading the nation in tackles at one point, and
Hmm.
then he started dealing with that turf toe. And then he's got that side to side speed. Same thing with Perlotti and Campbell's the same way. T-Lander not so much, but that dude gives his all for Tennessee, and I'm just on board with that. I don't
Oh
give
yeah,
two craps about what other people say about him. If he's going to bleed for the power team while he's on the field, I want those types of guys on my football team.
yes sir.
And
If
go ahead.
if we can get Arian Carter back healthy this year, a healthy Arian Carter this year, uh, man, it's gonna be awesome, man.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I agree with you. And to Tom's pleasure, I think with that you see a lot more 4-3. Coach knows loves to play big. He likes to play big. You got fast linebackers. I think you do see a little bit more 4-3 than what you've seen in the past. And when you got guys like Arian Carter, James Perlotti, Spillman, Maury Campbell, and then those young guys, Julian Harmon or Jaden Harmon, Brady Rouse, TJ White, those are fast, big, athletic linebackers. And I think this is just playing into what Coach knows wants. So, anything you want to add on to that before I get into these other defensive guys?
Man, I just one thing with bringing these guys in like Campbell, Coleman, Gilliam, people like that haven't already been in the system, Jim Knowles' system at Penn State. I think that's going to be a big plus with them already knowing the system. So I think that's going to be big, and then maybe even they'll be able to help the other guys, like Carter and them, maybe adapt to it a lot quicker.
Yeah, and so I agree with you. I think the being able to bring Amari Campbell in, bringing some of these guys in, is very very important for the future of this defense. Let's continue on here when it talked with these defensive additions. Chaz Coleman, 6'4" edge, massive guy, someone that I think is going to come in and be an immediate impact. Obviously, he was the top ranked edge in the portal at one point. Um, Young guy, was a redshirt freshman this year. Someone that's going to bring on a lot of steam off that edge. Then you got DeJuan Lane, another Penn State guy, a bigger safety, 6'2", 211. I love seeing that, B Mike.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I
I
think safety was definitely, we added a couple of safeties in this, along with, I know we'll mention him later with Burks and
yeah,
all that. Man, safety is definitely an area that we needed to improve, and I feel like that position was addressed through the portal.
yeah. Without a doubt, I think Jim knows had that front and Anthony Poindexter. We can't forget about Anthony Poindexter, who's the co-defense coordinator. Also came from Penn State. He has his hand in this too. Um, they like bigger safeties, and these guys, DeJuan Lane, Birch, TK Metcalf, who we'll talk about a little bit, major guys who we're bringing in, who's going to be a massive impact on this defense. Jordan Norman, dude.
Yes.
This dude is a freak.
Yeah,
I,
I was hoping
I've
you was getting
go
to
ahead.
him soon because like I've seen some film on him, man, and him being an edge, him and Coleman, man,
Yeah,
I think our edge could be special this year. We should be able to have a good rotation on that, man. I'm excited about him. I've seen he looks like a dog, bro.
yeah. His film just speaks for itself. Quick twitch, quick off the edge. Someone that wrecks the run game as well as the pass game. I thought he was a massive addition to this portal. Someone that could maybe and some people even on the VolQuest board that I follow sometimes. Jordan Norman, they think has every opportunity to start over Chaz Coleman. He's got that little bit of more experience. Me personally would love to see Norman over there on the strong side defensive end, play some, and then Coleman at the Leo. I think you'll see a little bit of that as well, especially in pass rush situations.
Hmm.
Um, TJ Metcalf, man, 6'1", 190. Uh, probably plays around 200 during the season. If I had to imagine a guy that fast, a guy I saw a film when they were playing. I want to say it was Illinois,
Hmm.
where he just came up and leveled a dude in the flat, and just real quick. It was downhill and perfect form tackle. Something that we were obviously missing from the safety position this year.
Hmm.
So you got Dewan Lane, you got TJ Metcalf, and then let's go up. DJ Burke, 6 foot 185. Here's the thing I want to emphasize. He's led Appalachian State the last 2 years in tackles.
I noticed that.
So you got talked about tackling, athleticism, bigger, stronger defensively. Big Mike, that's just what I love to see. That's what I love to hear when you talk about this uh, revamped Jim Knowles defense.
Yeah, man, I'm tickled to death with all the positions we added through the portal on defense, man, and like you said, Knowles, man, I just having him and the guys that we brought in, the rest of the staff with him, man, I really feel like they're gonna have these guys ready to play. I think we're gonna be bigger. I think we're gonna be faster, and I really feel like. Hopefully, we'll be a better tackling defense. And I think with Knowles, I think we will. And hopefully, from a practicing standpoint, I think I think we'll be able to. I don't know how to say it. I think we will definitely be better prepared this year, and hopefully, through practice, they'll uh, maybe hit a little bit more this year. I think that was alluded to some last year, where they wasn't hitting enough or tackling enough in practice. So hopefully that'll be different this year.
Yeah, I think with the emphasis on Jim Knowles, Anthony Poindexter, these guys that they brought in, I think you're going to have a more physical defense with what we saw obviously the last few years. The guys they brought in are really strong tacklers. That's as far as PFF grades go. These guys obviously they had certain spots of defense that they wanted to improve. We were very short and are very have small cornerback room with Javon McCoy, Colton Hood going to the draft, Ricky Gibson transferring, Caleb Beasley transferring, couple other players that either left the program or graduated. So you really had to revamp that secondary, and I think given the time period, I think they did a great job. Obviously, I wish we'd have got Aaron Scott from Ohio State, who ended up going to Oregon. I think that was a big miss. Of course, and then the Delane guy, who ended up going to LSU, who never made it in.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple other guys that I think we missed on that I wish we'd added. But you take in what you can get and you roll with it.
Exactly.
You hope Jim knows and this staff can develop and make them into great Tennessee Vol football players. Um, let's talk about Donovan Haslam a little bit. Transfer in from West Virginia. I don't know if you've seen his PFF numbers, but this dude did not allow a single sack last year.
He's
And
huge, man. God, he is huge. He's one of the hosses I was referring to earlier, man. I'm excited about him.
yeah, he has definitely been someone that you can add to this offensive line room and put straight into the play, into the starting rotation. I think overall you have multiple ways you can move those guys around with the guys we brought in, the guys we got returning. So I'm kind of interested to see what we'll have there, who ends up being the main five, but. I think Donovan Haslam definitely fits in the mix. Mainly, I think right guard is probably where you'll see him with Moy over at left guard, Pendleton at center, and then J.C. Perry or Ori Williams at right tackle, and then David Sanders at left tackle. You could also see J.C. Perry slide in
Hmm.
to right guard and Ori Williams be at tackle. That's just where you have to have that depth, that being able to that versatility on the offensive line where you can move guys around. I think that's a big get for Glenn Ellerby in that offensive line room. Javen Gordon, another guy, the transfer from Tulane. I think he'll come in, be that second or third running back that we needed. You got Deshaun Bishop, who's second team All SEC, and then you have Dewanye Morris, who me, you, Joey, Tom, we all think has but abundance with potential. I
Hmm.
think he's the biggest playmaker in the room. I think he's someone that one jab and take it to the house. That type of guy. He has the burners. I think he's the shiftiest of the running back guys in the running back room. Justin Baker is another guy. Guy has thighs of steel, man. Talking about that Maurice Jones-Drew style back where he's low to the ground but got those really strong thighs. Um, and then obviously we talked about Ryan Staub earlier. Trent Thomas would be the last guy we talked about from the transfer portal. They brought him in. Obviously, we had JVD leave. Trent Thomas, let me tell y'all, guys, 6'5", 240 something. Dude is a hoss. 6'6", 250. Excuse me. I downgraded him.
Yeah.
6'6", 250. Tom, Big Mike, sorry. I think you have that guy that you can bring in as that sixth all lineman and
Hmm.
these, keep your spacing, and then you bring him in uh when you want to, add that extra guy in the box to really lean on that defense. Um I think there's so many uh things that we as a staff, offensive staff, can do um, to really use that bigger slash tight end slash extra offensive lineman that we haven't had. This is by far the biggest tight end that we've had on this roster since Coach Heupel's been here, and the ways that he can use him, I think, can be very unique. So,
Hmm.
before we get into my depth chart predictions, what do you want to add to just overall broad look of what we just went through on the transfer portal?
Man, I just the size of our offensive line, man. Uh, Especially with the the Haslam and Ori Williams, man. I think our offensive line's going to be bigger this year, like average size. I think we'll be bigger up front. athletic, man. I'm excited to see what our offensive line does this year, man, and just I have seen some film on Gordon. I think he's going to be a really nice addition to the backfield. Of course, we know Bishop's going to be RB1
Yeah,
um, for sure, and then Dewanye Morris is, sky's the limit for that guy.
yeah,
And
yeah, without
our
doubt.
our depth, I'm really really pleased with the depth at a lot of positions right now. And earlier, we all talked. Earlier in the portal, it just didn't seem like we were doing a whole lot and
Yeah,
didn't know if Heupel was holding out or, had some stuff up his sleeve. But, we hit it hard toward the end. And I think we're in a lot better shape now than we were, a couple of weeks ago, for sure.
yeah, no doubt. And I think when you put this roster together, last year we were the youngest team in the SEC. B Mike, and it wasn't even close. You know who the oldest team in the SEC was?
I do not.
Vanderbilt.
Well,
And so you kind of see, and obviously you look at, you don't want to talk about that game at the end of the year, but you can see how when a team gets down, how they can react. And normally, veteran led teams that have that experience do not do that. We crumbled under bad adversity last year. Anything that went wrong against us, you saw this team. Talk about the Oklahoma game, talk about the Alabama game, where things just, kind of was a domino effect because it was a young team. There wasn't much outside of Arian Carter and maybe Deshaun Bishop. There wasn't much leadership on the team that I know about. It obviously, I think there's many ways that you can look at what they've brought in, and then the group that's coming up. That they've got it. They've got a year better, a year stronger in this system. And I think the guys that are here now are guys that will give their all for Tennessee. So, you think about, um, the seniors that you will have on this team. Obviously, you'll have Arian Carter coming back. You'll have a senior led secondary outside Ty Redmond. Most of those guys will be upperclassmen. And then you have guys like Deshaun Bishop, Wendell Moy, Shale Mumaroff, even though he won't be starting. David Sanders, a second year in the system, who's a blooming leader. Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, Jesse Perry, all in the second, third years in the system. Davon Hobbs, Nathan Robinson, all these guys are Jeremiah T. Linder, another one I forgot about, are all multi years now in the system, and not just the first, second years where they're growing. And I think you're going to see those dividends pay off on the defensive side of the ball, especially. And then if you have Joey Aguilar come back, then you can see maybe that take that next step. But even if it is G Mac or Faison, I think you got that offensive line. You got Deshaun Bishop sitting there beside him. You got
mhm.
those wide receivers, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, who are in year three. You have Rad Jackson, Travis Smith, who will be in a full year two. And then you got elite talent coming in like Tristan Keys, Tyree King. It just a wealth of talent on the outside. So what Josh Heupel can do with this system, it's very got me very intrigued going into next year. So, anything you want to add to that before I pull up my predicted depth chart and we talk about that for a little bit?
Man, just kind of what I said earlier. Just kind of has that 2024 feel, with the talent that we've got on defense, man. Our offense is should be stupid good this year. I think. I mean, like in 24, I hate to bring up his name again, but Nico Iamaleava,
Yeah.
uh, you know, but he had talent around him. You know, he had Thornton and all of that stuff, and you know, he had Dylan Sampson, man, and I don't know, it just has that feel to me where you know we've got Bishop, our wide receivers are man, we've got a wealth of talent at wide receiver. With Keys coming in, man, I think he's going to be a dog. And I said, you know, in an earlier show a few weeks ago, I really feel like Braylon Staley could have that breakout year like a Jalen Hyde or you know like a Thornton or you know somebody like that and somebody else I've got my eye on that is sneaky good that just hadn't had a lot of opportunities yet is Joakim Dotson. Man, that dude
Yeah.
is freaking fast.
He is a burner. He
We
is with
we
he
saw
showed it
that.
on that kick return.
Exactly, man. I'm excited, man. We're just I think we've got a lot of talent that we can rotate in at that receiver position, run a lot of different sets, man. We're just a lot of talent at that position, man. We should have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the country this year.
I'm right there with you. When you look at the wide receiver room, you look at the linebacker room, bar none. I think you could put those two rooms with anybody in the country, and you'd be stupid not to take them because it's elite with talent, multi different type of bodies. You can attack people with different types of styles. Like in the linebacker room, aggressive, thicker, more pounder thumping defense linebackers, and then you have the quicker twitcher side to side guys, and then on the wide receiver, it's the same thing. You have the high catch, high radius specialists that can catch the ball wherever you throw it, and then you have the shifty, quick guys that will break your ankles and not think twice about it and look at you, turn around, and smile at you while they're running into the end zone. So I think there's multiple rooms that obviously that I've still got a slight bit of concern about, like the quarterback room. Not because there ain't talent there. I think GMAC and Faison are plenty of wealth of talent. Like and then Ryan Stobbs, that veteran in the room that brings that that calm voice maybe to those younger guys. Obviously, I think GMAC or Faison. If Joey don't win the his court case, we'll see him in there obviously. But if GMAC or Faison, GMAC obviously being in the league because of his year of experience, I think you can't go wrong with what this roster has to give. Now, it's on Coach Heupel and this staff to take them to that next level and make them that playoff caliber team that we hope and we hope we see going into next year. There's lots of variables that go into it. You got a 9-game SEC conference schedule now. You play some nasty games on the road. Obviously, you get lucky or get out of playing Georgia and Florida this next year, but you add the additions of LSU, A&M, Texas, um, uh, Auburn team that has Alex Golish. They got questions of their own. I think Alabama is going to be the most gettable team in Alabama history coming into next year. With their circumstances, they got a lot of questions as well. So, there's been several times where I've already said, man, 7-5 is 8-4 is where I thought it with the QB situation being what it is. Not saying GMAC or Faison can not go win us 10 games. I think they could, but they're freshmen, Big Mike, and you do have to take that into accountability. It's something that the highest rated quarterback, him and Arch Manning and Bryce Underwood up at Michigan, they struggled, and they were two of the highest rated quarterbacks in the last decade to come out of high school football. But you see what happened with Arch Manning. He's finally coming into his own a little bit, and Bryce Underwood went through a full year of growing pains, but gotten better as the year went along. Um, Big Mike. So let me pull this up real quick, and we'll talk about this real quick, and then we'll be done. Uh, this is just kind of talking about the depth chart. What way I feel like it predicted wise. It's just something I kind of typed out, but I think there's several different um, sorry, that's my son and his mama called me out of nowhere. But
That's all good.
there's several. Um, oh, she got me all frustrated now. But no, there's several options there on that depth chart you could go with. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% correct. I think there's several people that you can flip flop on this, but take a look at that offense, Big Mike, and see if you think there's anything on there that you would maybe change or give thought of that specifically on the offense.
Man, I mean, it looks pretty spot on to me, bro. Um, I've, the wide receivers, obviously, a lot of room to flip flop on that. Who are we gonna have running out of the slot? Who are we gonna have lined up outside? Tristan Keys is a guy that I'm excited to see. I think he's a guy. He's a big frame guy. I think he could be, like a good deep threat, kind of like a Dante Thornton. That's who I think
Yeah.
of when I see Tristan Keys. But obviously the offensive line, we definitely know Sanders is going to be our left tackle. Um, and I was honestly thinking Williams at right tackle too. You got it. You could flip him or Perry, either one, and Pendleton at center. Uh, it looks pretty spot on to me, man. It's like you said earlier. It's going to be interesting to see how they move these pieces around on the line. Uh, how we can get them to jail. If we can get that line to jail, bro, uh,
Oh, it's
look
going to be nasty.
look out.
Yeah, I mean, you got horses. Yeah, you look at Indiana, guys, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, I'm pulling for Indiana so hard in that game tomorrow night. I don't
Oh,
get me
me
wrong.
too.
I love Jacoby Thomas down at Miami. I love that he's getting Tim Banks, stabbing him back, saying, doing his thing down there. But you know, I love me some Kurt Cinetti. That dude is a winner, and he don't play no BS. Obviously, he comes from the Nick Saban coaching tree, but what he's done on that offensive line and in that offensive room is it's senior, old, uh, you know, upperclassmen that know what they're doing. They're grown ass men that will pound you to death on the ground in the run game, and then they
Hmm.
RPO and hit play action off of it. I think there's so many things that, especially if Joey comes back, that you're going to be so explosive. But even if he does it, and you got G Mac or Faison in there, I think you could do the 2024 style and ground and pound with Deshaun Bishop and Gordon and Dewanya Morris, and then hit that play action RPO off of it, and let that line that is full of hosses get into those defensive lines and just wear on them.
Hmm.
I think you can see that going into next year, especially if you have the latter of the two options like GMAC and Faison being the quarterback, and me being the uh, uh, you know uh, quarterback. Someone that loves talking about quarterback stuff. GMAC and Faison will be all for that. They being that game manager, but being able to make big plays when their name is called.
Hmm.
That's all a quarterback wants. If they win in championships, they don't care how they do it. And so I think with this offensive depth chart that we're looking at here, obviously, like you said, with wide receiver and on some of the lines you can flip around. I think there's nothing wrong with what we're looking at going into 2026. with that offense. All right, defensively. Give me your first take defensively, which what we're looking at.
Let's see here. Got Coleman.
Oh, I
Uh,
forgot. I forgot short safety.
uh, Obviously, Redmond. I believe Ty Redmond is definitely going to have one of our corner spots locked down. And I know we kind of beat up on him a little bit last year, but I really feel like the playing time that he did get last year is going to pay dividends in this new season in 2026. Him pretty much playing all season, I believe that's going to be big for us going into this year. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Hards. With him possibly. Are they going to be like Colorado? Are they going to try to play him both ways? I mean, who knows? I mean, he's obviously got a lot of talent, and I've seen a little bit of film on him, not a whole lot, but just coming off of what Sanders said, him possibly being the next Hunter. Of course, that's some big shoes to
Yeah,
fill, big
yeah,
shoes to fill right there. But um, the other corner spot, Lee, he does have the SEC experience. I like that coming from Auburn. But Metcalf, I mean, they'll have to. I'm sure they'll all battle it out in spring ball. But that, of course, some of the defense, like is probably like some of our positions on offense. I think we could probably flip some of them around. It just depends. But I think we've got a good wealth of talent there that we'll be able to rotate in. I'm really excited to see um, how all these pieces will fit together as well.
yeah, and I know Tom would love to be on here. He had something come up, so he couldn't make it last minute. And the same with Joey. Joey is actually speaking at an event. So, but the this defense, when kind of what we talked about offensively, you're going to have multiple moving parts. We talked about being multiple. Jim knows likes being multiple 4-2-5, 4-3-3-4, very multiple, moving guys around, and then having the best, biggest, most talented athletes on the field at all times, putting them in position to be successful. I think that's something you'll see with this defense with Jim Knowles and Anthony Poindexter is these coaches they know how to teach the game and how to get these guys identifying their assignments, identifying where they're supposed to be lined up at, and putting them in position to be successful. Uh, Quay Moss, Isaiah Hars, DJ Lane, DJ Burks, TK Metcalf, Kayon Lee, Tez Metcalf, uh, um, Amari Campbell, Chaz Coleman, Jordan Norman. Um, uh, the list can keep going with guys that we've brought in the freshman class. Uh, Brady Rouse, TJ White, those guys in the middle that are coming in, Xavier Gilliam. These are all guys that we've brought in to help this defense get adjusted quicker. Most, especially all those Penn State guys. Jim knows his defenses are elite majority of the time, but normally it takes a year to really. But you can, snap that in the, snap that and change that. What he's done in years past by bringing in these guys from Ohio State that have been under that defense or Penn State, and be able to adjust to this defense quicker and like you said, B Mike, you look at Jordan Norman, you look at Chaz Coleman, you look at those guys on the defense interior of the defensive line and at defensive end. You can scrub all four of those positions out of there, and you can line the best four guys up. And I think you wouldn't drop. I think you can line up four guys anywhere. All those guys that are on our roster, I think they're big enough, quick enough to play any position on the field. on the interior on the defensive line, and they're going to be successful.
I
So
I agree. And Davin Hobbs, man, he had some bright spots last year when he finally got in and got healthy to play, and I'm excited to see him as well. A full season healthy. Hopefully, he'll stay healthy, and it's just crazy the different positions that we'll be able to flip flop around, and about Knowles. Just I think he likes to disguise what he does a lot, to kind of keep teams guessing. And some stuff I had read, we've talked about before, is I think he is really good at adapting to who he's playing as far as what kind of offenses he's facing, and having his players in position to be able to make plays. I'm excited to see it.
yeah, me too, man. I think we, as far as given the circumstances in which we missed on quarterback, there's no high that we missed on quarterback in this transfer portal. They had to change what they were kind of doing once Sam Levitt went to LSU. I don't think they were aggressive enough with a couple other quarterbacks. Obviously, we can all admit that. And then I don't think what's his name Sorsby was ever an option once Indiana got in there, and they're pretty much offering him $10 million. I know their contract says 5, but when you include all the other endorsements and candy pieces that come with what they're offering him, Tennessee was never going to be able to get to that. Same thing with Darian Mensah, if he was to ever come. Miami's offering him pretty much $10 million, and then so many other things to go to Miami. So I think this route that we're taking is the route that we had to take. Even though I wish we'd attacked more quarterbacks in the portal to get a one and done opportunity, and then 2027 CG Mac and Faison go into that battle in the off season. But I think given the circumstances, defensively, I think you've hit a or I know I'd say an A minus, given the defense, because we did miss on some couple guys. We missed on Aaron Scott, missed on a couple interior D
Hmm.
linemen. Hey, key note though, Breon Taylor is a guy that came in for a visit today. Loved it. He's seeking another year of eligibility. His situation is a lot different though than Joey Aguilar's. His situation is more like he's only played 4 years, but he's played 2 years of JUCO ball. It's
Hmm.
not like Joey's where he's played 5 years and two years. He's just trying to get that fifth year. So I think there's a very good shot we see Breon Taylor come in and he'll slide into that defensive end / defensive tackle room and be perfect fits. You talking about a bigger Tyree West? That's who he is. He's a
Hmm.
little bigger Tyree West. Same athleticism, athletic freak. Someone that Jim knows and Rodney Gardner would absolutely love to bring into this defensive line room, because he is actually on campus coming out of JUCO before he committed to Florida a couple years ago.
Hmm.
And I remember that time period, that recruitment very well, because Rodney Gardner was wanting him then. So looking at this defense, looking at this offense, my way too early prediction right now, without the Joey Aguilar news, my way too early prediction is 8-4, given the schedule. Could be 9-3, could be 7-5, depending on the development, where we are, how much GMAC and Faison develop throughout the year. It could very well get to 9-3, 10-2. But we're playing a 9-game SEC conference schedule. I get it. Everyone has to play a 9-game SEC conference schedule, and there are some weaknesses on some other teams. But you have to go. This is a prove it year for me. I have to see it to believe it. I'm
Hmm.
not going to be able to say, hey, like when we were coming into this year, when we were coming into last year, hey, 10-2, 10-2 is it. I mean, 9-3, 10-2. That's my record. I'm not going to be able to do that going into this next year. I want to see it to believe it. If they do it, hallelujah. I will be, the biggest sunshine pumper of them all when we get to the end of the season. Say 10-2, we made it to the playoffs. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you know me, I'm not a sunshine pumper. I it's just not who I am. I'm a see it to believe it guy. I won't change. I want a team that's going to go try to win championships, not being okay with mediocrity like some of these fair weather fans are. I want elite teams on Rocky Top. That's point blank. Anything final you want to add, Tom? I mean, why does I keep calling you Tom?
I don't know, man.
I guess because I was sitting here reading what Tom had to say in the chat. But
Uh,
hey, real quick, Big Mike. Let me call out the guys in the chat. Charles has been in the chat. I appreciate you for coming in and listening to the stream. Lynn, I know you're always here, brother. I appreciate you for coming in the stream. Tom, hey, my heart and prayers are with you, brother. I know you dealing with something right now. And then Joey, you keep doing you, brother. You doing the right thing. Giving the doing the Lord's work. And then everyone else that was in the chat, a couple other guys. We had one troll in the chat. I kicked him, banned him, so I ain't gotta worry about him anymore. That's something with me. I'm not doing this channel for money, y'all. I'm doing this pure because my love of Tennessee football and Tennessee sports. I'll boot somebody in a heartbeat, not think twice about it. So,
see ya.
hey, yes, see you. Appreciate it, Charles. You the man. All right, Big Mike, go ahead and give me your final take, and we'll close the show out.
Uh, man, I just honestly, I want I want to say something to you. I just want to appreciate the opportunity for letting me come on this show, man, and talk about something I love. So
Yes, sir.
hats off to you, brother.
Yeah, you the
Um,
man.
we've known each other for a little while now. Worked
Yep.
together for a little bit, man, and I think all we talked about was Tennessee football.
You got that right. You got that
Um,
right.
but I didn't know if there was anybody else that loved Tennessee football as much as I did. But you definitely got it. But man, I also want to shout out to Rocky Top Tom. Uh, prayers out to you, brother, with your situation. Be thinking about you, be praying for you. I hope everything goes well. Uh, and as far as the season early prediction, man, I'm kind of with you. I'm 8-4. I think it's definitely doable. Possibly 7-5, but you know, if the schedule's brutal, there's no doubt about that. No way
Yep.
around it. The schedule's brutal this next year. We've got some tough road games, man. But I think I definitely think 8-4, 7-5 is very doable. And if things fall a certain way, we could hit that 9-3.
Yeah.
Um, but and if Aguilar did were to get granted the
Oh,
year,
if he is, it's 9-3, 10-2 for me. If
I
if,
mean,
if
watch
Aguilar comes back, that's a big game changer for me.
a healthy Aguilar. We didn't know what he was dealing with to the end of the year, man.
Yeah.
Like if he were to get granted that year and come in healthy, man. I mean, sky's the limit for this team, I believe. But and I still think even without Aguilar, I still think this team has a chance to be really, really sneaky good. If things fall our way, well,
Yeah.
with a tough schedule, but definitely I think 8-4, 7-5, maybe. I definitely think we can win 7 games,
Yeah.
especially with how talented our defense should be. I think, well, like I said earlier, I think we're going to see a big improvement on defense. I feel like we do with everything that we've added and the new staff. But yeah, man, I'm ready.
Yep, yep, me too. So, hey, great show, Big Mike. I know it was just us two tonight, but hey, I loved it. I loved it. I know we get Joey and Tom back on here when they can, and we're gonna go live again here very soon. I want to start talking about y'all basketball. This basketball team has got me so frustrated. I just don't know if I can build up the will to do a video of live video of them. I love them. But I'm so frustrated with that basketball team right now. It just gives me dead near blood pressure attacks every time. I'm looking forward to baseball. I think baseball can be over the hills, but good. I think Josh Elander's got its team that could go win the men's college World Series. So, with that being said, a last shout out. Go follow us on Facebook, Rock Top Sports Talk. Go follow us on X, Rock Top Talks 1. Me, Tom, Mike, Joey, all I post all of us on there. And anytime we go live, and then follow us on here. Give us a subscription if you like the content, and then give us a thumbs up as well. Only if you like the content. I'm not going to be out here begging for thumbs ups and all that like some other channels. So, y'all have a blessed night. Go Big Orange.
Go Big Orange.
I've been up and I've been down and I done seen it all. Was in the gym working my shot, now they pass me the ball. They never answer when I call, now